This is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. A yoga teacher training like no other. It's a teacher training, so sure, we put a lot of emphasis on asana, yet it's really about discovering who you really are. In our month-long residential training in Bali, we become an amazing community of people from all over the world. So if you're going to talk about... We study with today's top yoga masters, eat organic living foods, and make friends that last a lifetime. We practice together, breathe together, and work our asses off together. And we have a lot of fun too.
If you just lengthen from the side, you're there.
This was the floor.
Yoga teaching today is as diverse as the millions of people who practice it. To best trained teachers, we've developed a unique and comprehensive curriculum.
There's a lift, there's an energy that drives.
We bring some of the world's best teachers from various lineages, including Ashtanga, Iyengar, Anusara, Jivamukti, Tripsikari, Vinyasa, and more.
I think the emphasis on studying with a wide variety of teachers is very helpful to give students a wide experience of the yoga that's available today in modern culture.
The truth is said to be unchanging, but the paths to the truth are manifold. So it's important to look at a lot of different paths because in some ways you can see that they come from the same place and they end up back at the same place.
That's better. Now lift it. Keep it lifting up.
The fact that people get exposed to different techniques and different philosophies for what it is to practice yoga is in fact a very good thing.
Can you make your yoga practice devotional? Can you make your teaching devotional, where it's an offering? New teachers have to find their way and find what works for them by absorbing true paths of yoga, of which there are many. And I think this training has synthesized a lot of them and put them in a context where students can really have a direct experience.
Can you feel inner thigh becomes firm, outer thigh becomes firm? Turn the thigh out.
Part of the reason why I think Daniel brings me here is because I hopefully can resolve the paradoxes that many people seem to have when they study with different teachers, because there are no whole lineages anymore. Everyone seems to have picked up a little bit from one teacher, a little bit from another teacher.
What we'll speak about this morning is an element of yoga philosophy, but there is still some crossover with Hinduism.
I have tremendous gratitude for Daniel for being able to put this type of training together and for his open-mindedness to get teachers from all walks of yoga.
All the teachers here, which I appreciated the most, were really hands-on and wanting to help us, and during times when it wasn't class, they were absolutely available for any questions or help that you needed, and that to me is the most important thing.
It's been really valuable for me to learn different things from each one of these focus areas and to figure out how I could bring them into my own teaching and into my own life.
Living foods, organic, natural, unprocessed whole foods, are a direct connection to nature. People ask me all the time why I eat raw food. Lots of reasons. The main one though, it helps me feel fantastic. In the training, we eat incredibly yummy food, like corn chips, enchiladas, lasagna, cheesecake, ice cream, that also optimally support our yoga process.
One of the things that I like best about the raw food aspect of the teacher training is that it directs you to inquire about the kind of food that you like to eat and why.
I think what Daniel has done is tremendous because he's incorporated live food, and that to me is very, very special. I've been on a pretty much live food, completely vegan diet for the last 30 years, and I believe that's integral to your yoga practice. To to me, it goes hand in hand.
So why raw food and yoga is together? It's pretty same things. It's just a different path.
I got here and I started eating raw food, and within 3 days my energy levels just shot through the roof.
I think the food has been amazing, especially the chocolate.
To wake up to our true self, to be fully authentic, fully ourselves, for most of us is challenging. We need to let go of limitations, to let go of some beliefs, to let go of some behaviors. This is what yoga is all about, and the greatest aim of our 4 weeks together.
The emphasis on personal transformation here is basically following the yoga model. Yoga asks us all to transform on some level, and no matter what kind of yoga practice we're doing, transformation occurs. But what's unique about this setting is that it's in such an intensive environment.
Students are entering a beautifully intense environment, and so they're challenged in the best way possible. And when they're challenged, I think their strengths come out.
You can have lots of theory and you can have all kinds of understanding from a safe distance. But when you face yourself every day and you really take on a practice, you learn a lot.
Bringing yourself into a challenging situation, you find out a lot more about who you are and what you are at your best.
The students are really challenged to not just learn about yoga and learn about how to organize a class, but also how to transform themselves. Not just to become a teacher, but actually to become the yogi within, which is really what you have to be. You have to own it in order to get in front of a class to teach it.
The hardest thing about this yoga teacher training was facing myself, facing the things that I knew I should be addressing, but I have not been.
I'm a different person now, definitely.
It's for sure changed me in the way that I see yoga and that I see myself.
Just the act of coming here to Bali for 4 weeks, of leaving behind the stresses and pressures of regular life, already helps us to experiment with new ways of being and thinking. Living together, we become a community. We create friends and allies from around the world, have a great time, and support each other as we learn and transform. I work closely with a phenomenal team. They each mentor a small group of trainees, and we meet every day to talk about how the training is going and how we can best support each trainee, both in their becoming skilled yoga teachers and the best selves they can be.
My experience with the team here is that they really seek to take care of every individual's needs, and they're very attentive and adaptive to all situations.
I love the question, how good can it get? How alive can we be? We've been offering these trainings since 2006 and have been adjusting, tweaking, and improving them every day since the beginning. While the training isn't always easy, the experience is powerful. There's a magic in the combination of the setting, community, faculty, the food. People blossom into their potential. And the more we keep raising ourselves up, the more extraordinary becomes our whole world. Make it contemporary. Make it applicable and available to people now.
Daniel's incredibly passionate about teaching and about imparting knowledge that he's gained over a long amount of time. He's done a lot of study, he's absorbed a lot of different styles and philosophies, and he's blended it into something that works.
Away from where the heels are at.
I think to have the opportunity to spend a month in Bali, to spend a month really just learning about yoga, learning about philosophy, learning about Sanskrit, learning about chanting, you know, experiencing things like Bhakti Yoga and Anusara and Ashtanga and Tripsikari, and learning from all of these different teachers who are really all masters in their field has been such an amazing experience that I'm so grateful for having had.
Overall, I rate this experience one of the best I've ever had in my life. It's definitely life-changing, and if you come here with the right intentions and you put your head down and you do the preparation and you do what is asked of you, it will change your life for the better.